Number one is attitude and mindset. Really, really important. Number two is your goal and the outcome that you want. And then the third thing, which is probably the most important, is planning and setting boundaries. And to me, all of the things about working from home does fit in to those three things. Now, for someone who's been doing it for a long time like me, I would just say it's simple. Get up, get showered, get dressed, put on some great fresh clothes, put some perfume on. I saw somebody said that, very important. So you look and feel your best. Clean your teeth, drink plenty of fluid, have a gorgeous fruit and vegetable smoothie, obviously powered by Arbonne's awesome strawberry flavoured plant protein, and get to work. And imagine that you were going to go to work, out of the door, meet people, feeling pumped and feeling ready for your day, just like you would normally do. Because I am meeting people on Zoom and on social media. And the most amazing feeling is when you get up and get dressed at the same time you normally would, you're ready. And how you feel on the outside will definitely affect how you feel on the inside. I promise you it really will. But I understand that that's a very speeded up version and not so simple for anyone who's not used to it. So let's start with point one, where I started all those years ago when it wasn't easy and it was not second nature to me. So number one, as I mentioned, is attitude and mindset. To me, attitude is everything. It's powerful and it's either positive or it's negative. So here are some tips that I hope will help you. If you haven't done anything like this before, or you're finding it tricky, or you're having to really diversify, but start your day with gratitude to get you smiling and set your intention to have a great day ahead. If you meditate, meditate for 10 minutes. Create some great mental images of feeling happy, of feeling contented, in the flow. Look at your vision board if you have one. Read your goals if you've written them. Of course you have, you're women in business. Create affirmations about who is your best self and what you're great at. Whatever you do to set your day up to win, I just find this is absolutely vital. Whether it's to win, to lead, to be happy, to be contented, to be patient, whatever it is, that at the end of your day, you will be so proud that you did. And if those are all new to you, then check out, the power of them. You can find out tips on all of those things online. Or if you want to, please feel free to give me a message. I'm really happy to give you some pointers on that, because it can take a while to build those really healthy affirmations and visualization habits, but they're so important. And they're even more important, I think, when you're working from home, because you maybe don't have that stimulus of the outside that you would have had before. But it really does all begin with visualization and intention. So top tip, you absolutely will have the day you decide by the thoughts and the pictures that you put in your head. And although definitely you can't control all of those outcomes, you absolutely can control the way you feel. So check your attitude and your mindset first thing, and check your inner voice. What are you telling yourself? Silence the inner critic. These are difficult times for everybody, or they're incredible times of creativity, getting to know yourself better, getting in the flow, and mapping out your future whenever we get back to some sort of new normal. And I'm hoping that there'll be some incredible new things that will come out of this. I look for the positive in everything. So what are you telling yourself? Silence the inner critic, the one that's maybe saying, I hate working from home. It doesn't work. I have nowhere to work. I can't concentrate. I'm always being distracted by ... family, jobs, chores I can see. I'm lonely. I get that, I don't like Zoom. Even I'm getting fed up with Zoom. I don't like Zoom. I miss my clients in the room with me. I can't get a routine. And please, that's okay that you maybe feel like that, but start nurturing your inner coach. Start being kind to yourself and build your mental strength, and send worry and lack away. You have to feel abundant, however small those little abundant bits are. And like I said, this particular period is really strange for everyone. I get that, but it can make you and not deflate you. So think about some of those areas that you could create an attitude of gratitude and feel positive, and you have to do it when you set up and start your day. Otherwise, it will run away and spiral in a way you don't want it to. So the attitude and mindset is, and the visualization is fundamental. I mean, it's fundamental for everyone in business, but even more so, I think, when you're working from home and you've got to set that routine. Number two is, to me, is really important as well. So number two is goals and outcomes. Let's assume that you have now started to master your attitude, and it may take you a few, we're a few weeks in now, aren't we? So I'm sure some of you have really got into the swing of this, or some of you might be in a worse place than you were before, but let's assume you have started to master your attitude. You're pumped. You've listened to some upbeat tunes. You've watched some great uplifting something on YouTube, read some wise words from your favorite personal development gurus, whatever you do to get yourself ready, just a little bit. You've done it just a little bit more than you've done it yesterday. Or maybe you've managed to feel a little bit more grateful than yesterday, and you're up and you're dressed with nowhere to go. So let's go. So ask yourself, what do you want or intend to achieve today? This week, next week? You know, having a goal is knowing what outcome you would love, and it's really powerful and it's really essential. And I believe to working successfully from home, it's the driver, it's the kind of ass kicker, and it's that get the job done feeling, because you've got so many distractions around you. If you're concerned or anxious, just use this powerful phrase, and that is, this too will pass. It's a really great reminder. It's a really great relief. It is going to pass. Maybe for some of you, you absolutely love working in this environment and you love working from home and you don't want it to pass. But most of us, even though we are working from home now, do want some things to pass, right? We do want to get out. We want to, you know, go and hug the people we love. We want to go and see our clients face to face. We want to feel their energy. I really do understand that. But just say that to yourself. You see what that does. It's a great relief. This too will pass. Everything changes and everything is temporary anyway. So this is an amazing time to absolutely invest in yourself. I really, truly believe that. Build your resilience and really get to know yourself. Get to know what makes you tick. And definitely don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Because right now, it is really easy to do that. You are setting your own deadlines in a different way than you may have done before. To start today, if you're a bit up and a bit down, say today, my goal is to have a great productive day of work. When I'm working, and balance in my house when I'm not. I think that's the hardest part at the moment for some people, is to get that balance. So say to yourself, if you are happy to do positive affirmations out loud, then that's fine. Or maybe write them down and look at them. But say, today I will invest in myself. I will invest in my future. Today I will only think good thoughts. Today I'll have an attitude of gratitude. And today I will help someone with my service or product. I will make an absolute determination to contribute, to make someone else feel good, to add extra value, to go out of my way to be excellent. This is a great time to do that. Whether that's getting through and setting up one-to-ones, whether it's getting to know someone better, whether it's reaching out on LinkedIn to make new contacts that you have a commonality with, to collaborate with, so you can start to diversify and really feel in the flow. And creating great goals and clear outcomes is super essential. I understand that most of us are doing this anyway, because, you know, I'm in awe of all of your incredibleness. You know, I want to have one-to-ones with all of those that I haven't, because I'm so inspired by everything you're doing. But if we're in business, but if we're not used to running our business from home with no face-to-face with our clients, or maybe being in an office or in a community environment, and you're used to bouncing off the ideas of other people or getting fulfillment from seeing your clients face to face, then you have to create that sense of purpose. and that feeling of being in contribution with joy and contentment, for the good brain chemicals which you need, the old dopamine and serotonin, to be flying around your body for your well-being. It's really, really important. So, you know, just to recap on that, think about what you want to achieve. Just think about today, think about tomorrow, and really get focused on what that is. And don't let it drift or wander, because, you know, time's kind of stood still, hasn't it? You know, the structures of time are very different at the moment. But if you can get into those really good habits of how you're going to feel at the end of the day because of the things you decided to do today, no matter what, I promise you, you'll feel really proud of yourself at the end of the day. And thirdly, I think actually the most important thing, I've now got my mindset set, I've got my attitude right, I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm showered, I've put my makeup on if you wear makeup, I've put my lipstick on, I've put my perfume on, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go. I am telling myself I'm meeting loads of fantastic new people today. Whatever it is that drives your business, that they are coming my way today because I have set that intention for that to happen. But planning and setting boundaries is probably the most important thing really in this homework environment right now. So number one, find your workspace. Mine has been very movable. I normally have an office downstairs where I can shut the door and no one can come in unless I invite them in. But my dad's living with him at the moment, so he's in my office, and I've now had to create a workspace in my bedroom. Thankfully, it's very large and I can do that. And I've seen some of you even had to move around today. But when you're actually working, find your workspace. When I say work, to me, that is income producing activity as part of my business. The bits that bring in the money, the bit that makes me the profit. And not the reading around the subject or creating vision boards or filing or tidying your business. That's different. That can be done in your garden. That can be done in your pajamas lying on your bed. That's fine. I mean the nerve center, where the calls are made, the follow-ups are done, the consulting happens. A really designated, your only space to work and talk and think and plan undisturbed. And this probably, to me, is the most important part of all of it. It's where you can sit at a desk or a table, you have all of your work within easy reach, you are sitting upright. You know, they talk about power poses. They're important. They make you feel good, right? The way you sit, the way you hold yourself. You're dressed up and you're maybe ready to engage with someone who is sat in front of you. Jill Donnell, you have plenty of water to hand, definitely. You need plenty of water. You need good light. You need to look good. And you need to have your charged up laptop and phone and your charger ready to hand. And you need to have a list of what you're going to do in the next focused power hour. I call them power hours, okay? I find them absolutely brilliant. I run them in my teams and they work really well. So a power hour. So you don't allow yourself to get up, get distracted, get called away, or feel pointless that you're not sure what you're doing sitting at a desk anyway. Get in the zone. If you can shut the door, and tell the people in your house you are at work for the next hour and you cannot be disturbed. You have, in all intents and purposes, left the house. You are not there. And if you absolutely can't do that, I have done this many times, people have done Zooms with me, go and sit in your car and lock the door. It's your zone. Or I've even done this, drive off your drive and go and make your calls and contacts in absolute focus. So you're in the feeling and flowing that you're winning. And go and sit in your car on the drive because nobody can get in because they don't know where you are. You've gone somewhere. And do one thing and do it well, because it's really easy at home more than it is when you're at work, if you're out and about a lot, to get distracted. You know, when I'm sitting face to face with people, and I do most of my business in the Duchess of Cornwall, as most of you know, in Poundbury, I'm not distracted because I'm not looking at my phone, I'm not looking at my notebook, I'm not looking around me. So I've got to create that environment at home. So do one thing and do it well with no allowance for distraction. It will really help. If you're writing, put your phone on silent. How many times do we get distracted? we're writing, the phone bleeps, we get a notification, we look at, no, that's not going to help you. Put your phone on silent. If you're speaking to people on Zoom, put your phone on silent. And if you're talking on the phone, move your to-do list out of the way so you're not focused on looking at it. But also plan to do the following things. Plan when you will exercise, really important. Some people say do something short, sharp burst for 15 minutes, then walk around. I'm okay with an hour, but plan when you will do your exercise at the moment, because you're not out, you know, when you're going to do that. Plan when you eat healthily. It's super important for the way you feel. And then also plan, really important, when you'll be back with your family and fully present and not distracted. When you're going to stop thinking about your work that you didn't get done today, that can wait until tomorrow. So working from home is going to be exactly the way you decide it to be. It's either going to be hard, or it's going to be, I'm going to practice what I firmly believe are these 3 really rewarding and essential areas that I can add some freedom and flexibility and creativity and a different joy and fulfillment in the way that I work. So be excited about creating new habits that will make you adaptable, flexible, and happy wherever you are, even when it's not what you originally planned. I really, really recommend those things so much, that you set your attitude and your mindset, that you set your goals and your outcome, and that you set your planning and your boundaries. So 2 books that I think can really help you with your mindset is a book called Drop the Pink Elephant, which is say what you mean and mean what you say. So speak about what you want with intention. And that's written by actually a good friend of mine called Bill McFarlane, really great book. And then the other book that some of you may have read is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So that's turning simple disciplines into massive success and happiness. So I just want to say to you all, honestly, think about what you can do if you're not doing any of those things, how you can change, how you can diversify, and how you can really set some wonderful boundaries and positive attitude to working from home, because it's really, really worked for me, and I know it can work for you too. So thank you ever so much. If you've got any questions, what's the deal, Jill?
I think if anybody's got any questions, can they wave their arm around, and then I'll say to, yes, Tracy, do you want to unmute yourself and ask a question or make a comment?
Thank you, Sarah. That was really amazing. I loved I already wrote it down, but I really, your 3rd point really hit home quite severely. I'm easily distracted because I let other people's needs come first, which is a no-no. And what was the 2nd book? I didn't get that title.
That was called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson.
Thank you.
We'll put the links in the chat. I'll put the links in the chat when we're doing the 1, 2, 3s. Sarah, there's some lovely comments in the chat when you get an opportunity to have a look. Does anybody else want to ask anything particular to Sarah? Please wave your hand so that I can see. Sarah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. There's a couple of people said it's a great way to start the week. It feels like a Monday because we weren't working, most of us weren't working yesterday, but I know that you were. So that really was just what we needed. Thank you so very much. Ladies, we're actually well on time, which I'm really thrilled to say. What we're going to do now is the 1, 2, 3s that I mentioned. Normally it's with meetings, we have one-to-ones, but I've created the breakout rooms so that there are 3 of you in each of the breakout rooms. And we have got 25 minutes. So that gives you plenty of time, 8-ish minutes each. So take the opportunity, get to know each other better. Make sure that everybody has a fair share of speaking. Don't let just one person dominate. I'm sure you won't do that, but there might be somebody quite shy. So do encourage them to get involved. So if anybody hasn't done this before, I'm going to open the room shortly. You'll get a notification to join your room. Just click that link and I'll sit here and make sure that everybody gets off to the room. So I'll see you in 25 minutes. I'll give you a 5-minute warning. Here we go. I'm not sure. Are you there, Laura? Yes, everybody's in. Brilliant. Stop recording.